Okay.
Good morning. Wednesday, September 14th, 2022. Creatives, are you struggling to secure funding for your project? Here's the place for you. Are you constantly, please, can you relate to this? Are you constantly feeling like you're begging at the knee of the people who have the power to bring your creative ideas to life? The backing for your creativity comes from one source, says Rich and me and lots of other folks, universal good. Your divine presence is the source of all your supply, and there's no lack to anything in the mind of that creator. So today on New Thought Live, Rich and I are going to open up the purse strings of universal good and focus on your cash, your checks, your funding, your backing. In other words, your abundance. And we're going to focus on where it comes from.
Yeah. Actually, you know, if you're begging, then just pure metaphysics. It's telling the universe, I don't have, please, I need this money for my film. I've got everything all in place, but I don't have the money. I just need the money. The universe is going to pick that up as more of not having, and it's going to give you less. However, if you shift your consciousness and your thinking to what Dean just said, that working with an unlimited power and presence, it's unlimited in what it can create. There is no limitation in the mind of the infinite, and therefore there's no limitations in your life. And so, you know, for me, that's the thing. I know I struggled as a filmmaker trying to get the money for our films. And it was a challenge, and if I knew back then what I know now, I probably would have had a bigger budget film at the time instead of a little low budget. Anyhow.
Well, right here, right now, we're bringing your awareness to the higher power, your higher power, and its universal principle of abundance. And as we bring your awareness to that infinite possibility of abundance, that infinite potentiality, we can bring abundance into an actuality, into an experienced fact in your life.
Yeah.
And part of that is identifying that there is plenty everywhere. I go back to there's this quote from the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, water, water, everywhere, nor any drop to drink, because this guy is in the middle of the ocean and he sees water everywhere, but it's salt water and he cannot partake in it. It's very similar with how the universe is working. Look around you. Come on. Even in the worst of neighborhoods, even look at the sky, look at the clouds, feel that air. There's such abundance everywhere. And the key is to see that abundance so that you can partake of it, to experience that abundance, to recognize that you don't need to count all the grains of sand on the beach in order to know that there are plenty of grains of sand there. You dive in, you dip your feet into that sand. One of the things that I like to do is to really immerse myself in a sense of luxury, in a sense of abundance. So I'll take myself, even when I didn't have much money at all, I would go to places that brought me a sense of joy. When I first started my career, I was in New York, and there are plenty of places to go. I may not have been buying all kinds of tea at the Russian tea room, but I was able to be in places where there was luxury and feel that sense of abundance that is out there. The key is to recognize that abundance and identify with the fact that this universe is made of abundance. So your abundance is at your call.
Yeah.
Immerse yourself in that, in relationships with people who are abundance, who have a sense of abundance, and think clear and gentle thoughts about abundance. Give gratitude for your abundance. Be grateful for everything you have, cash, checks, GoFundMe accounts, backing. Be grateful, 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 happy, 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 grateful, authentically grateful for it. Okay, sorry, got on a a rant there for a little bit.
That was perfect. Just be grateful. Sitting in gratitude is super powerful. You know, I had experience too during COVID where we decided to, my wife's company kind of, she was a teacher, taught art, after school art, and that went kaput. And then my video business went kaput. We had to come up with something else. So we decided to get a van. We're looking at like Volkswagen, the old Volkswagen vans to travel. She could do art on location and I could do broadcasting from a location. And what happened was my wife had the idea of getting a Sprinter van, which is, I mean, they're like super expensive, probably one of the most travel vans, most expensive ones you can get. It's put out by Mercedes and Airstream. Anyways, you know, I at first started coming up with negative thoughts and saying, you know, we can't afford that. Where are we going to get the money from? It's COVID. Our companies, you know, went kaput. We don't have the money now. We don't have the income coming in. And you know what? She just kept going for it and saying, no, we're going to get a Sprinter van. And then all of a sudden we got all these grants and stuff like that for work, and we're able to pay for the van. But you don't know. You don't know where the money's going to come from. If we sat there and thought, okay, there's no way we could afford this, the universe would supply us with not having it. However, we got to that, actually my wife got to that consciousness, and I followed through with it, with her, that, yeah, there's nothing being withheld from us. And so, same thing with funding for your film, your project, whatever it is that you have, you need the money for. You just got to get into that mindset of abundance and prosperity, because that's where it all begins. If you're thinking lack and limitation, you're going to get more of that. So I think it comes from the consciousness of abundance first, and then, you know, the universe will supply you with the rest. I was talking to Kimmy, our coach, last night, and she was saying that, what did she say? She said that you have to believe it, really believe it, before you can accept it. So she suggests whenever I want something to just go, be still, just allow it to come. Take 2-3 days off, writing about it, thinking about it, talking about it with people, and then allow the universe to bring that to you. So that's a little key thing that you can do.
I consider that kind of a musical immersion. You know how we like to listen to music and we get it on the headsets and we get rocking, going, using this music. It really brings us a sense of whatever feeling, whatever emotion we want to feel. I recommend that with abundance, to immerse yourself in music that makes you feel joyful, makes you feel abundant, makes you look into the universe as something that is truly abundant, and that you've got it right there and can feel it in your heart. Speaking of feeling it in your heart, and we're almost done here for the day. Thank you for joining us. There's a book by Catherine Ponder called The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. I love her books, and I particularly love this book. And there was one on page 101, there's a affirmation that she says, everything and everybody prospers me now, and I prosper everything and everybody now. There's this reciprocation. Everything and everybody prospers me now, and I prosper everything and everybody now. So starting in that awareness of that reciprocation of abundance, be aware and just pay attention. This next 24 hours, just pay attention to what your basic ideas about cash and checks and GoFundMes and funding is. Are you enough? Are your creative ideas enough? Well, of course you are enough. Of course your creative ideas aren't enough. Move out there and sing your song.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, can you put the book in the chat?
Absolutely.
So that we can get it.
Well, I'll put it in the comments for today.
Okay, that'll be great.
All right. So we'll see you on Tuesday. New Thought Tuesdays. go to newthoughttuesdays.com, sign up for one of our reminders, and you will be sent the weekly private Zoom link so you can join in the conversation. Rich and I enter into a discussion for about 20 minutes, and then we bring in the whole group and we talk for about 10, 15 minutes and share and grow from one another as a community. And also, please put comments into below. What is your idea of abundance, and where have you seen abundant breakthroughs, and what kind of breakthroughs are you wanting to have with your sense of abundance?
Thank you. And so we'll see you on Tuesday. Take care.